time was you're basically going through the same level you've already done in a time limit you probably beat the first time anyway.
Pretty much. It doesn't have, like...
There's no pressure, really.
There's not really much pressure because the time limits are very forgiving for one, and then it's just that all the other types of comments are some kind of new content, because Purple Coins, as frustrating as they may be, is still new content that you're going after. You're having to, like, find your way around the level, and it's exploration-based. A race with Cosmic Mario is new content. You're doing a race that was not there before. You know, all those things are new content. A Speedy Comet is just you playing an existing mission with a very forgiving time limit that you probably beat the first time, like Lewis was saying, and it is not new content.
There is some new content here. There's a color filter over the screen.
Such
See if you can play with the color filter.
Like, in Galaxy 2, it's really not that much different when you have the clocks to pick up as opposed to here when it's just a set time limit, but at least it feels a little bit more urgent when you're hovering around 30 seconds as opposed to having 3 minutes, you know?
Yeah, and at least collecting clocks is some new content.
Sort of reminds me of the time trials in Crash 3.
Yeah. It's actually very similar to that.
No, wait, new content, those jelly donut rocks are chain chomps, completely different.
Yeah, they change around some slight...
They change.
At least I can show off the alternate way of getting to Dino... what is his name? Dino Piranha or Dino PD?
Dino Piranha.
Who
Yeah,
cares?
this planet exists in the main mission, but you can choose to go here or not go here. I prefer to go here, it's quicker.
I didn't discover this this shortcut until my second playthrough, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but generally, when a Prankster Comet is available, I will be editing to the point where I can just immediately head to it, because there are times where the Prankster Comet will not appear, and you have to go outside to the main hub and bribe this one Luma.
The creepy-looking Luma.
Yeah, to get it to move. And, so to make sure you guys don't have to watch me going back and forth. With,
from this point forward, I'm gonna call that guy Luma.exe.
It begins.
Sorry if I'm being quiet, I just can't really find anything to talk about here.
Because it's the same mission we've already done.
Abortion talk in a Mario Galaxy game, something like that, I don't know.
The only thing I really say is that there is a lot of editing actually being done in this playthrough. Because what I'm doing here, for most levels, not all of them, because there are some levels I never forget and know like the back of my hand. If there are times where you notice that the launch stars have blue trails on them, it's most likely a level I already did a test playthrough of. Because once you use a launch star, the blue trail never leaves. So it's actually one good point to look out for to see if I already completed the level technically, and I just hit start and hit reset the level so I can actually record it for the commentary's sake. But it's all for the sake of, it's all for the sake of getting a move on, folks, because you don't want to see me falling to my death 50 times in a row.
Yeah, sure we do.
No, you don't.
Okay, Mario's feet just touched the ground.
Your audacity is being problematic again, Lewis.
Yup.
Well, at least you're still synced this time, so that's pretty
Yeah, in terms of video sync, you're just fine.
Okay, so anyway, wait, didn't we do this setup so we'd have less recording issues?
Well, that's Lewis's. That's Lewis's fault.
Oh, sure, blame me.
It's always Lewis.
Wait, you liar! You're going to bribe him right now.
Well, I gotta show him off at least once.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't. Nothing's saying you have to do anything. You didn't even have to record this game. Stop lying to yourself, John. Stop lying to me. Most importantly, stop lying to me.
The reason John's recording this is because he called it about, 3 years ago.
Yeah. You recall the bickering me and Ryan did in the 64 playthrough.
Ryan and I.
Sorry.
And yet you do that all the time in Mario Party.
So now we got our first cosmic comet.
Whenever I correct John's grammar, I swear he always wants to punch me.
I'm just going to, okay, since we're doing grammar nitpicking, this is called the Cosmic Comet.
Cosmic comic.
You did it again.
Damn it.
Yeah, you did. It was like that in the original. Cosmic comet.
Every comet is cosmic, because every comet is in space. Okay, sorry, nitpicking over. What were we talking about?
Well, the comet could technically just be on a planet and not be moving, and it would still be a comet.
Well, technically everything is in space.
True.
Very true.
So, even I am cosmic.
Yes.
He's
Awesome.
Cosmic Lewis, and I like this right here. Oh, we didn't even know you could do that until you...
Best
You're running.
shortcut. You're running around in circles just to taunt him at this point.
He doesn't do, like, the duck walk.
No, unfortunately not.
I don't like the duck walk. That's the best thing in the game.
I don't even know why you could do it.
I love how Cosmic Mario just sort of hangs his head in shame on the victory screen for that. He's
Well,
just
do you know
like,
about the crouching spin kick?
I still don't know what that's useful for, to be perfectly honest.
No,
I
it
know
has no use, but I think it's just a reference to the...
It's no use!
To the useless move in Mario 64.
Yeah, I never really got why it was useful.
Wait, you're talking about in this game or something like that?
Yeah, if you hold crouch and then do the spin attack, Mario will do a spin kick.
Oh, I had no idea you could do that.
I didn't know you could do that either.
Breakdancing Mario!
I showed that plenty in Mario Galaxy 2, so we'll be seeing it there.
Oh, I gotta try that out next time. I had no idea
It's
that
completely
exists.
useless. But
Well, it's like you said, it's about as useless as the spin kick in 64.
There's a spin
Yeah,
kick in 64 too.
Or the spin kick in every Sonic game ever.
Maybe they wanted to make Super Street Fighter Mario champion.
It's they need to give him breakdancing moves.
So they make his moveset in Super Smash Bros. Justifiable.
Yeah, he's like, yo, what's up? Yeah, I'm rapping with the crew.
Wow,
Oh,
it
God.
sure is a good thing the Toad Brigade
We're
is
the
here.
Mario Brothers, and plumbing's our game. We're not like the others who get all the fame. The Koopas, the Troopas, the... fuck, I can't remember the words. Damn it.
Luabana.
or are we just talking about the time Mario and Luigi were in NBA Street?
I have a question. Why are there space bunnies hanging out around the battleships?
Space bunnies.
And they're like hopping up back and forth like over a black hole. It's just...
They're teaching you now that you can do the spin jump thingy. When I've been using this the entire game.
I was about to say, I figured that out first level.
Yeah, just in case you're a dumbass who doesn't experiment.
If I'm not mistaken, there was a tutorial galaxy that's unused in the finished game, and it has like bits and pieces of like other galaxies. And I think this is one of them. So it's possible they intended for this to be one of the very first levels at some point.
Well, a lot of the first stuff that they make in the development of a game ends up getting scrapped later on because obviously the first things you make are gonna suck and then you get rid of them later. So it might just be part of that, where like their original tutorial didn't end up that great.
Honestly, I prefer that it came out the way it did because a lot of games these days fall to the temptation of just to make sure the player isn't a dumbass, spend 3 hours on tutorials and just
Skyward Sword.
Well, I don't mind it if they like introduce new concepts organically as they become relevant. Like Xenoblade sorta did that pretty well, although I do think that the tutorials are a bit text heavy
it's
in that.
fine, but you know, the beginning of the game is when you need to hook players. It's,
Yeah.
You know, if you spend hours on end on nothing but how-to.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
Final Fantasy, like where they always put the 20 most uninteresting hours of the game at the very beginning.
Well, no, that's not as bad as in earlier ones.
Untrue. Final Fantasy VII, the 8 most interesting hours of the game are at the very start.
I've been recording Final Fantasy 3 for my own channel, and that's probably still not going to be up
Final
by the time
Fantasy
this.
3 or Final Fantasy 6?
Final Fantasy 3, the original, the DS remake of the original NES or Famicom one, I should say. And they have some tutorials because job system, but for the most part, it's it's mostly very simple stuff. Okay, I've got this menu here.
There was ship over there.
There's this menu here, and it says attack. I wonder what that does.
Master.
Fire red and leaf green. You've never battled Pokemon before, have you? Bitch, I've been battling Pokemon since before you were programmed.
Can you get off? I like how much he fails. There we
You
go.
noticed that I was actually doing a lot of rapid fire crouching because I realized how much I'm sucking. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake. It actually, we bring up Skyward Sword a lot when it comes to slow beginnings, and you know what? I'm actually going to give a little critique to Dream Team too. The latest.
All
game.
the Mario and Luigi games are very tutorial heavy. Bowser's Inside Story,
but Dream
especially.
Team though, especially, I noticed it the most. Like, I'm about 3 to 4 hours in, and you're still teaching me shit.
Bowser's Inside Story, I was like 10 hours into it. It was still tutorials everywhere.
The Paper Mario games are pretty good about that. Like you've got like tutorial sections that you can do, but you can also skip those if you've played the game before.
I forgot about that too. Johnny almost fell to his death right before the star came out.
Yeah, if he didn't make that hit, he would have died. Well, I was saying in the Mario and Luigi series, I think that the first game kind of, I guess, like, cursed them a little bit. Because a lot of people thought the first Mario and Luigi game, Superstar Saga, was, like, really unforgiving. Because, you had, like, the save points kind of spread out a bit, and there were some boss fights where if you didn't know what you were doing, they were pretty difficult. And I think it was just flat out that they were kind of afraid of that happening again, so...
Even though now most people consider the first one the best one, but...
Well, I mean, like, every game, they get, like, more and more ridiculous, like, with how you can't fail. Because, like, in Partners in Time, you had the babies, which the babies will not get attacked the turn that you switch to them, which you switch to them when you die, and they are kind of your backup so that you can use one-up mushrooms. Meaning that if you have at least one one-up mushroom in your inventory, you can't possibly lose a battle, because... the babies don't get attacked the turn that you switch to them, and as long as you got a 1-up, they can revive their older counterparts. In Bowser's Inside Story, there's retry clocks, which it's when you lose a battle, you have the ability to use your retry clocks if you have any, and turn back time to the start of the battle. Which, retry clocks, even though you can buy them, I never did buy them, and I still had like 15 of them by the time I was like 10 hours into the game. It was ridiculous how many I found for free. And... now, in Dream Team, they have made it so that when you lose a battle, there's no retry clock item. It just asks you, do you want to try again from the start, or would you like to restart the battle on easy mode?
Yeah, it's a very Final Fantasy 13 did that too.
Yeah, you're trying to.
I'm trying to glitch through the thing. Here's the thing is though, is like with I forgot what I was gonna fucking say. Thanks.
Does he actually do this? I forget. Let's see.
Yeah,
He does.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yep,
There we go!
Who needs a physics when I'm a Mario?
In the time he took for that to actually work, he might as well have just played it legitimately
Yep,
anyway.
yeah, it's pretty,
This one was funnier.
But
And we get to see the duck walk.
It's really weird though. Like in Dream Team, they really do make some like small changes to the formula to make it just a little more accessible. Even though I would actually say that Dream Team is actually pretty.
To the sun with you!
Dream Team is. Curse you, Mario! Music to my ears. But like, I actually think Dream Team is right up there in terms of difficulty.
Back up. Did you just call a toad screaming music to your ears?
Yeah.
because it's dying.
Okay, you wanna know what happens now? Hey Mario! Misa all sparkly glowy! Misa be friends forever!
Mario, yay!
Anyway, go on, Johnny.
Toad, quick! The Separatists are attacking. Go here to the escape pod.
I see the Papa, where's the escape?
What's really weird about Dream Team though is that in Dream Team now you can save anywhere. but they still insist putting save blocks all over the place.
Well, I understand that because I understand that because they're encouraging you, saying like, okay, this is a place where we think it's a good idea to save because you have something challenging coming.
You want to know what? You want to know why I think it is? They were so used by habit to putting save blocks into these Mario RPGs that by the time they decided to just make you save anywhere, which I actually do like in an RPG, especially a portable one, they just sort of forgot that they could do that and they just put them in there anyway.
Well, like I said, I think it's just kind of suggestion. Like when you see a save block, you know that that's where the designers intend for you to save because you have something challenging coming up. But you can save anytime if you want to.
Yeah, you know, if you've been playing games for a while, seeing an actual save point is a sign.
Is a dead giveaway that something
Something's
like,
coming up.
yeah, something's about to happen. You should probably, you know, save.
The big empty room with lots of boxes. There must be a shootout in here.
Talking of saving everywhere, though, it does sort of make it too easy when you can do that, so I kind of appreciate games more when they give you a quick save function where you have a one-time save file you can make anywhere, just if you want to get off.
Shin Megami Tensei 4 has a save everywhere option, and that game's still plenty hard.
Well, yeah, but that's because the gameplay itself is fucking obnoxiously hard, like, Jesus.
Well, at the same time, though, I'm not really sure if I'm a fan of quick saving in portable games, because you can have time where your batteries die or something like that happens, like if it's a portable game.
Well, yeah, the quick saving, I mean, is like, you have this save file, when you load it...
Well, I know what quick saving is.
Yeah, well, when you save, it kicks you out of the game, and when you load it, the save is gone.
Yeah, but I just mean, like, in a portable game, you can have stuff happen like your battery dying or something like that, and just because of stuff like that, I don't think quick saving has much of a place in, like, portable games, as much as it does in console games.
Yeah, to me, if I'm gonna stop playing a game, I just close the 3DS and come back to it later. I'll put it back on the charger, obviously. But,
well, John, they have to assume that you're playing it on, like, the bus or something.
Well, the quick save is still a save file that sticks around if you turn your system off.
Well, not if you turn it off after loading and you're, like, still playing the game.
Yeah, but then if you're still in the same dungeon or whatever, you could just quick save again, you know?
Yeah, you just have to remember to do it when you turn it off. Oh god, another one of these. Do we really have to watch all of these?
Of course.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as Galaxy 2 with the green stars. Okay, yes, I get it. There's a comet here. Shut up, please. Thank you.
And that's why I just edit to where I get all the green stars.
I know where, but who's taking off on their motorcycle?
Who turned into a werewolf?
Oh no, someone took off on their motorcycle. Come back.
There's coins here. It's new content, right?
Winkler.
Recording again. Let's see. Where's a good sync point? Landing. Good. Okay. Landed on one of the 3 planetoids.
Your Audacity's doing that a lot.
I think it's my USB plug, to be honest.
I see.
Use a different
This
plug.
crashing is an Audacity of the highest order.
No, all it's happening, Mad Space Syndrome.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's what it's called now, Mad Space
Mad
Syndrome.
Space Syndrome. Yeah, because Mad Space is fucking notorious for that shit.
I can't sing.
You know, being honest, Mad Space really... Okay, well, I don't want to say it was the only level that gave me shit for treasure hunting in Adventure 2, but it was the level that gave me the most shit for treasure hunting
It was
in Adventure 2.
humongous.
Although I don't get why people get so mad about the backwards hints though, because those were really easy. It's not on the planet with the thing on it. Okay, well then that means it's obviously on the planet with the thing on it. I don't get why people get mad about that.
Okay, the reason why people think it's bad is because there's some that are obvious like that, and then there's other ones where it's like written backwards, but at the same time, you can have your first hint be like in the highest point in the level, for example.
The first thing when you land in the level, the first thing that happens is Oma Chow says, all of the things are reversed.
Yeah, but how many people talk to Oma Chow?
I'm pretty sure, okay, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure you, like, land right on top of Oma Chow.
No.
Or you might just...
No, you don't. You have
You
to.
don't.
have
You have
to
to
walk
go
through
up.
Okay, the Toad Brigade ship just came down. You're bouncing on a toad's head, and I'm recording again.
Here's an idea. Stop bothering in this part.
That might be what I'm going to have to do. It's like my headset heard me complaining about having to watch this again. It's like, oh, you don't want to watch it, huh?
Something Magneto joke.
Something about Mad Space?
Magneto space.
Magneto Space.
Welcome to Die, Mario Brothers.
Mario Bros. Welcome to Die.
Oh, that's over.
Come, plumber chicken.
I still wonder how they screwed that up, considering it's voice acted like in English and like it's not like broken English. It's actually
Oh, right.
They might have had the Japanese staff recorded in English.
Yeah.
Well, I just mean it doesn't sound like that. It actually sounds pretty fluent. It's like X-Men, welcome to die. Like it's pretty well enunciated, and it sounds like it's a native English speaker.
I want to point something out in that last area. I've noticed this. The only times that coins are a prominent thing in a level is when they want to mark something for you, and they don't want you to accidentally use your pointer to get rid of what they used to mark it. It's like those coins in that last area exist solely to mark where you can speed jump to.
New Luigi loves doing that.
Yeah.
Have you played it yourself?
No, I watch playthroughs. I'm not buying them. I'm not buying a $30 expansion pack.
Oh, okay.
No, it's only $20
actually.
expansion pack if you download it.
Still.
Hey, at least they're trying to DLC. Or at least decently DLC.
Yeah, not dishonest day one DLC that's already on the disc.
And also no $3 costume packs, so now Luigi can have a pink hat or something.
Nintendo is finally getting the hang of the internet. Rejoice!
I fully expect downloadable stages and characters for Smash 4, by the way.
Well, that's just a fighting game thing.
Well, the thing is that if they make downloadable characters, that kind of defeats the purpose of making a sequel at that point. And they've actually said that while they are considering DLC, characters are not something that they're actively thinking about.
No, they'll just make Ultimate Super Smash Bros. 4 Deluxe Turbo Championship Edition arcade version.
Alright, good luck actually doing this, but I think if you get a large enough Goomba jumping combo, you get a life, is it?
It's 8.
Yeah, it's 8, yeah.
Yeah.
You get a life!
Good luck finding 8 Goombas in one place, let alone comboing them.
Isn't 8 jumping on 8 things in a row the thing that gives you a life in the 2D ones?
Yeah.
I remember thinking there'd be like a secret star here if you did them all though, but it told me in the menu that I had all the stars already, so I'm like, okay.
Well, like jumping them all in the row, that's pretty fucking impossible.
Well, if you would have already gotten the crown on this level before trying that, though, right? Unless if this was the last star you got in your playthrough.
Well, I think I got this one fairly late at the very least though, but then when I went back to the menu and saw that it was the last star and I had all of them, I'm like, okay, I guess not.
That was kind of a nice touch, steaming nostrils.
Which hurt.
Hey Yoshi,
Galaxy 2 version's a little bit better, but I still like this rendition enough.
it's so good, it took it so much longer to come back than it really should have.
Yeah, it really should be the definitive Bowser theme.
It really should, because it's such a good song, and I was like amazed that it took them this long to reuse it. Considering how much they love to reuse other songs.
I still like the new Super Mario Bros. DS Castle theme better, but that's...
Too fancy. Fancy, too fancy.
You want a speed run, huh?
Nope.
Don't touch
Nope.
Once again,
you
too
could
fancy.
have landed on the platform.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
below.
there's level design underneath there, but nope. Black hole.
It just occurs to me, this place, this level has so many black holes around it, and yet it's still intact. How?
How is the matter not just getting imploded into it?
Look at that.
There's a black hole. There's a black hole down there, literally 2 inches away from Blue Castle Wall.
Thanks to Bowser's anti-black hole spray, he covered the level design head to toe with.
Had to get that life back to make up for the 2 you lost so easily.
Yes.
Bowser must have hired, like, stereotypically awesome dwarven architects to build his castle, because, my god, they're durable as fuck.
Who does Bowser's exterior decorating?
Chris Dukakis.
Okay, so if I were Bowser, I would blow up the higher platforms first instead of having this chase scene, because then Mario would never win.
Well, the idea of it is that he doesn't want to, like, just toss, like, these things at Mario and win that way. He's got to beat him hand-to-hand to get all the satisfaction out of it.
Yeah, it's all part of... It was intentional. Part of the big picture.
No, I can understand Bowser having fire breath, though, but that's like meteor breath. Like, how did he even fit that many inside his head?
Magic.
Yeah, I just picture him swallowing, like, swallowing stones like a dinosaur would have to help digestive systems, and that's what he's shooting at you.
Bowser's hair and eyebrows in this game are outright hypnotizing.
They are.
L'Oreal, because you're worth it.
He's gorgeous.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
I remember this taking you a surprising amount of... Actually, does it take you very long? I don't know.
Love this boss fight theme, though.
Oh! Okay, I'll stop.
But it's a shame, though, because I can't find a really good loop version of this online where it, like, loops in between the softer orchestral bits and then goes straight into the vocal part.
To be fair, I think it's probably 2 separate sound files in the game, and finding the...
They just overlap them.
Yeah, and they overlap them, and finding, like, the loop in music already is kind of tough enough as it is, even when it's just one song.
Yeah, I think that's what impresses me most about orchestral music is where did they find a way to loop it so cleanly?
Yeah.
Usually through repeat phrases.
Yeah, but still, even if you're playing like the same note, it's not going to sound the same way if you're playing it on a live instrument.
Yeah.
You underestimate the quality of professional orchestra players.
Well, I know it's just the way it is though, because like I've been playing music since I was
The flute.
Yeah, I've been playing the flute, but that's still a music.
Give me the triangle.
It's called you know what we called that in high school? The pansy marching band instrument.
You want percussion? That's not even music. That's banging on things.
I carried heavier shit than you did.
Hey, I can do a mean fucking clap.
I can play a mean triangle. Give me a triangle, I'll play through the fire and flames on it.
Ding, 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 ding.
I just got the image of Chugga just like mashing the triangle with this goofy ass fucking grin on his face.
Triangle hero.
Yes.
It's a good thing that Bowser landed on his stomach rather than on his spiky, shell.
Well, as long as we don't get a Cowbell Hero featuring Blue Oyster Cult.
Hey, I'd buy that.
The game has to be narrated by Christopher Walken.
Huh. Okay.
And you don't know what I'm talking about, do you, Lewis?
Nope. Not a clue.
Seasons don't fear the reaper, nor do the wind, the sun, or the rain.
I've got a fever, and it's telling me it needs more cowbell.
Oh.
Speeds... but... Okay. I'm sorry.
You need to watch more Saturday.
I think we all just kind of lost ourselves there for a minute. Anyway.
I think I lost my entire thread of thought there, and speech, because I'm suddenly saying the wrong words.
Are green stars a thing in space? Like green gas stars that actually have solar systems. Are those a thing? Or not a thing?
I'm not actually sure. I think the spectrum of color runs from red to blue, and then to white.
Yeah, but I don't know if there are any stars that... Hold on, I'm gonna look it
The
up.
dog's trying to answer us.
Yeah, I was like, we have space dogs though, and to this day I still don't know how nebulas work.
Space dog.
Damn it. External mic, why do you pick up so much?
Because it's the external...
Yeah, it's the
Oh,
external-
right, there are red star... Hold on, there are red stars and blue stars, yellow and white stars. But are there green stars?
Why don't you ask Jeeves?
You know what? I will try that.
There are no green stars according to science. Okay.
According to science says green stars don't exist.
So fuck you, Galaxy 2.
But are there neon aquamarine stars?
Probably not.
What kind of color is that?
Are there pomegranate stars?
Well, aquamarine I think is sort of a greenish-bluish sort of mix-ish.
It's one of those things you get in the massive box of Crayola crayons.
Is there a macaroni and cheese star? How about a laser lemon star?
Hand me the skin color.
If the universe is infinite, then why not?
Wait, laser lemon? That's a thing?
Laser lemon? The cheat. Halt production immediately. Crayola beat us to the punch. Okay, see there, now you guys get a Homestar Runner reference I made.
Well, you said the cheat, and I immediately think of Strong Bad, so yeah.
What is that sound that the web is making when you stretch it?
It's saying, get the fuck off, fat man!
Yeah, I think I asked this in the first take, but I think... Does the sling break if you stretch it for too long?
I don't think it does.
Because it does make some sort of siren-like noise when you hold on.
I think it's just speaking Webbies for get the fuck off of me, fat man.
I don't speak Webbies!
I think it's more that it releases on its own, like if you take too long.
Yeah. Probably, maybe.
You coward. You could have launched yourself into the Sling Star field and caught yourself and saved
We all
so
know
much
that he
time.
never takes chances with those.
I don't think he knows that the inertia mechanic works within this thing.
Sling Pod
In
Galaxy. Best Galaxies, grind star bits. And live.
Okay, you gotta let go. There we go.
I always get a bit paranoid when I'm pulling myself on these sling pods. There you go. Because I'm afraid that, like, I'll hit the mine directly behind the sling pod while I'm trying to line up my shot or something.
And you can do that, so...
You gonna go for the one-up?
No.
You gonna go for the one...
What does he need the one-up for?
Even I don't really go out of my way for one-ups that much in this game because they just take them away every time you stop playing.
Yeah, but seeing how far the counter can get is fun.
99 every time, except when it's crown.
Well, yeah, what was the cap in 3D land?
1,110.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
crown.
And then there's, like, Sonic the Hedgehog 4, which has 999.
Only you would play it long enough to get to 9.
Which is very possible to do in a single playthrough. No, I'm kidding.
It is, because of that
From the
goddamn...
cards.
The cards.
I had like 220 something at the end of my first playthrough.
Rosalina's library has been opened. You can witness some character development now.
If you so choose, it is not mandatory for you to experience the game, but we will put it here, tucked away in the side, so that you may experience it. Oh!
If you are someone who actually likes story and character motives and backstory...
Yeah. Something that's not jammed down your throat, you could say. That, and it's 100% run, so it's pretty much mandatory.
And Miyamoto still thought this was too much, and he shoved it out of the way for Galaxy 2, which sort of pisses me off. Because Rosalina's way more interesting than fucking Lubba. Hate that asshole.
Barn Patrick.
Well, even if it is too much, there was really no point in having it in Galaxy 2 unless we were developing another character for some reason. I just...
And it's... well, Galaxy 2, I don't even know what happens, because it's another Star Festival, even though it's only supposed to happen once every 100 years.
It's basically a reboot.
A reboot of one game. Yes.
Yeah, you know, in my headcanon, the timeline... in my headcanon, it's a reboot as a result of the ending of Galaxy 1.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Rebooting the Galaxy, or something.
That is technically the answer, yeah.
Yeah.
Did Miyamoto confirm that, or...?
Miyamoto doesn't do stories.
I guess Pikmin kind of did.
Pikmin 3 I think, had a pretty good story.
Story is too new school. Whenever a game that he develops has a story in it, I just picture him behind the scenes gritting his teeth and letting someone else write it.
Well, hold on, here's the thing. Does Pikmin 3 have a good story, or does it have good characters?
Well, it doesn't really matter. It has good characters. The plot is... okay, it doesn't need to have a good plot to have a good story. Okay, I'm getting really semantic-y and nitpicky here.
Repeat that.
Okay, plot is a sequence of events. Like, the plot of Star Wars is Luke leaves his planet and then finds Leia and then blows up the Death Star. Characters are all of the stuff that happens in, like, the development and the dialogue and the stuff, and the story is all of that put together. So you can have a good story without much of a plot, is basically my point here. So I do think that Pikmin 3 and Galaxy do have good stories, even if the plots are relatively simple.
Yeah.
Definitely.
In fact, a lot of the best stories have really simple plots.
You know that Rosalina pretty much lives her life seeing through only one eye?
That is what a Pika bag does to you. It's also what my haircut does to me. God damn it, why did I have to go
Well, no, but see, in real life hair, you can see through. That looks pretty fucking solid.
Well, here's the thing. The library cuts out Rosalina's Hot Topic phase, and so, but however, the thing is that even though the black dye grew out, she used so much hair gel that she can't fix her hairstyle into anything else now, so she's kind of stuck that way.
Yeah, it also cuts out the time she experimented with the white-looking star bits, if you catch my drift. Wink, wink. She doesn't like talking about that.
Ha. Oh god.
This one.
Through the poison swamp.
These are some really circular islands, I just want to say.
Some of them even overlap, making even some more circular islands.
It's like amoebas.
I'm trying to think of a pun in there, somewhere. Fillboard!
It looks less like land formations, like someone took a grass dripper and dripped bits of grass onto the level.
Oh, they're playing SimCity, are they?
Indeed.
You have a grass dropper tool in that?
I think you can terraform to some extent.
Well, in SimCity 4 you can.
You have like there's terraforming even as far back as SimCity 2000 you can alter the land.
In SimCity 4 it was the most free though, because like you could kind of just have like a free terraform mode at the beginning of a game.
SimCity 2000, you mean the one that's better than the current version and is for a fraction of the price?
The thing about SimCity 5 is I think it has some legit good ideas, it's just that it's hampered by other things.
Like the Always Online?
Always Online?
Well, I mean, like, okay, going back to it, like, in all honesty, I understand that the Always Online thing is really terrible for a lot of people, but for me personally, it doesn't really hurt me that much, though. But the thing that I'm going to say about it is that I actually did go back to try to play it again the other day. That game has been out for like 7 months, and I'm amazed that it's been this long and they still haven't added bigger maps to the game.
Well, is it a financial success at this point in time?
It sold 1 million copies in its first week. I'd assume it was a financial success. It wasn't a...
Well, it depends. A million copies in its first week is only a financial success if that's more than that got more money than what it cost to make the game, because Tomb Raider, the new rebooty one, sold 3 million copies in its first month, and that was considered a failure by Square Enix. So
Which is ridiculous, yeah.
it's ridiculous. It's only ridiculous because that they needed like 5 or 6 million.
They also said it was unacceptable that it sold better in Europe than here, when Tomb Raider has always been bigger in Europe.
So, yeah, it's just I mean, I can't imagine a SimCity game. Well, actually, you know what? It might cost more because they have to run servers all the time because of the always online stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Like, I just find it amazing that it's been out this long, and, like, bigger maps, aside from the always online DRM, that was, like, the single biggest thing next to that they were wanting, people were wanting in the game, like, wanting, you know, changed. Because the maps are too small, and, like, people think that you actually, that it's really annoying, though, because they keep adding more buildings and more city specializations and more things that you can put into your cities. And it just, like, even with the starting amount of buildings, there just wasn't enough room to do everything you wanted to do. Like, you had to, like, be a really, really fancy player if you wanted to fit everything into one map, and a lot of people didn't like that, and it's just that I'm amazed that 7 months later they still haven't added bigger maps into the game.
well, the engine might not be optimized to run a map that big.
I hate to say it though, but I actually I got to experience the game. I didn't get to play it though. They had people on stage playing it at E3 when the game shortly after the game was revealed, because I think it was revealed March of last year, and then it was a playable demo was being showcased at E3 like a few months later. That demo at E3 had bigger maps than the final game.
Oh, so we've got Sonic 06 syndrome, where
Yes.
the beta was better than the final game. Oh.
Terminator 2!
Alright,
Well,
now it's time to cheat the level.
I tried playing nice.
You're walking on nothing.
I'm walking on sunshine.
Walking Galaxy! But yeah, I've seen a demo of SimCity 5, and it had bigger maps than the final game. I'm wondering if the bigger maps are being saved for, like, a large scale... Well, if I'm not mistaken, Space Meat would all be dried out and devoid of any, like, water.
And radioactive.
Actually, yeah, radioactive, it would be dried out. It would also be frozen solid.
But it wouldn't be dirty.
Wall chicken is probably old, full of bugs and mold, and would give you all sorts of old-timey diseases, but, you know, that still fills your health. As well as the trash can turkey that you get in Streets of Rage 2 that's probably covered in piss and stuff. So, you know what, I don't want to hear it. Space Chicken will be able to heal you just fine, thank you very much.
On the plus side, it's too cold out there for bacteria to grow, so you won't have to worry about salmonella or anything.
See, it's automatically better. Small chicken is disgusting.
I still think trash can beat 'em up chicken's the worst, though.
To me, though, it makes makes a little more sense than wall chicken.
What about all those stuff in Bioshock Infinite?
Yeah, but who's throwing away a full turkey dinner with all of the stuffing and the trimmings
All the
on a full silver plate, mind you, too?
You need to play Bioshock Infinite, Ted.
I don't understand the logic of this room. You can only switch gravity planes by taking these specific little ramps.
They're weight activated.
Yeah, every wall has its own center of gravity.
And once again, a black hole becomes a star, so it happens backwards. So we're time traveling.
I do like this level as an homage to Luigi's Mansion, because that game was underappreciated at the time.
Oh yeah, it was at the time. I'm glad it got more appreciation. Plus, Luigi's Mansion 2 was amazing.
I feel like it happened, like, sometime in the Wii's lifespan, like, around, I think, like, sometime, like, around 2009-10, when the Wii stopped getting really good games frequently, people went back to their GameCube libraries and said, oh wait, this isn't as bad as we bitched about it back then. Because, like, the only reason that people bitched about Luigi's Mansion was because it wasn't a Mario game at launch.
That's not a Mario game!
And now people are bitching about too many Mario games at launch, and then we wanted another Luigi's Mansion.
Bring back Luigi.
So, things just are...
So we get the ear of Luigi.
Well, simply put, we have been getting way too many Mario games lately.
You're just gonna ignore it?
Of course.
Well, actually, getting a one... I gotta imagine what getting a life mushroom as a ghost would... That's just confusing, man.
We're not dead.
Would it just turn Boo Mario into
It
normal
would
Mario?
be the equivalent of a poison.
Oh, so you're showing what
Mushroom.
Luigi says if you go up to him as Boo Mario.
I have a hard time imagining Boo Mario as sexy to all the other
I was actually gonna say, the Boos are infatuated with Boo Mario, but...
He's the Italian stallion.
Oh god. That was actually the name of Sylvester Stallone's porno flick.
They can't resist body hair and magnificent mustachios.
Body hair?
Ghostly body hair.
Dead body hair.
Dead body, yeah. It is white.
Well, considering Boos don't have anything other than faces, facial hair and body hair are the same to them.
Ba-da-doo.
I like how Luigi says, with me, Luigi, even though he really doesn't do a whole lot. Well, actually, you know what? He does most of the work. It's just Mario's... The Find Luigi missions are basically the equivalent of Mario picking up Luigi from school.
And then Luigi is the younger brother. It does work.
Remind me, there are two separate Luigi models. One for his...
Yeah, one for his NPC, one for his when you're playing as him as player. His playable model is higher polygon, and it also is shorter.
I see.
It has a brighter color palette, too.
Yeah.
That's the difference I noticed most, is that...
Yeah. He's lighter and he looks better.
Yeah, he's brighter, he has a higher polygon count, and he's also shorter. So he's closer to Mario's height.
His animation there looked like something out of Mario and Luigi, though, so I was trying to hear...
Love that shit. And Dream Team brings it back.
I think all of them do it, it's
Yeah.
just that they change what they say in each one. And crotch shots! Now, we actually haven't had a good shot of the background yet, but I like the background of all those ghosts going to that one point, and it's super, super bright in the one point they're all coming together at.
That is pretty neat.
It's like they're circling around the sun. Oh, you can see the Olimar ship in the bottom, right there. I didn't notice that.
Where? Wait, you can see the space junk ship?
Yeah, it's in the bottom right.
Or was.
Well, it was. Now we don't see it now.
Huh.
But
Oh wait, I see. I saw it. It was in the left there.
Yeah.
That's odd.
An awesome homage or recycling assets for cheapness.
They might have had a whatever this level's called. They might have had a part where you were on that ship again in this, or maybe they had originally decided to put that planetoid into this and they just forgot
The
to take it
visor's
out.
down, stuff just got real. He was born to be wild, but he was so wild that he got killed, and now he's wild again and dead.
I do like the blatantly cartoonish bone shapes and hunks of meat for no apparent reason.
why is there meat here?
Okay, so John, if wall meat is gross, how about floating space obstacle course meat?
That
It still looks damn edible.
it does.
It looks edible, but you bounce off it when you hit it, so it's probably elastic, which probably means it's a bitch to chew.
It probably got rubber tired in the microwave.
Why am I seriously considering this right now?
The meat and the bones are the Boo's meat and bones from when he was alive.
Oh, he has a lot of meat and bone.
He has a lot of
skulls.
Do you know whose bones are on display in this museum? Your bones. My bones. Bones.
How morbid.
I thought you were quoting a villager meme for a moment.
Yeah,
there.
I'll stuff you right next. I'll stuff you right in my museum next to your brother.
This mission actually did give me a little trouble though on my first time. If only because I didn't know about the shortcut at first.
Well, he demolished it there. He wasn't even close.
Yeah, this is my first time, too. Not that it really means anything.
Your first time always means something, John.
Yeah, it means I don't have to edit.
I'm sorry, did I just kill the commentary? I apologize.
Your
that-
regularly scheduled commentary will be back after these Ted awkward moments.
I don't know. Wait, hold on. So you mean the commentary is dead in the Ghostly Galaxy?
Yes.
Ah.
John.
That's just the pun we needed to get this going again.
Good job, John.
It's all intentional here in Brain Scratch commentaries.
Intentional.
No, it's not. Actually, it's very stupid, annoying, and it doesn't stop.
The puns will never stop on my watch.
Okay, next up...
Oh, what? So you're planning on becoming a full member, Neil?
I like the, I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, though, but I like the Photoshop people did. You know that Obama political ad, like, where his like, picture is, like, red, white, and blue, and it says hope?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Somebody, like, Photoshopped that, but to have my face, and it says bad puns.
There are a lot of things like that.
It was a thing to do in 2008, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, people, like, edited, like, the Obama political
especially between Obama and Joker.
Luigi, you can't jump down from... Okay, actually, you know what? I'm complaining about somebody not wanting to jump down a 2-story drop, which would normally be reasonable, but this is Luigi, so...
He could just take the warp pipe that's
Well,
right
I'm
next
sorry. I like my legs.
He could just take the warp pipe that's right next
And
to
he
him
doesn't
leads
he
to
doesn't
the
break
ground
his
level.
legs getting here, presumably landing on the same stone that you land on.
So what do you think, like, after this year ends and the year of Luigi is over, do you think Luigi will ever get this much attention in the spotlight ever again?
I don't know. I guess the money is gonna decide it though. But what I'm really jealous of is that all the children born this year, they'd be like, you know, what sign in the zodiac are you? They'll be like, I was born in the year of Luigi.
So what second stringer are they going to do next year? The year of Slippy Toad?
I'm open for the year of Wario, personally.
Oh god, I pity the boy who's born that year.
Wario, you will grow up to be a big fat nose picker and farter like moi. You are destined for greatness. You shall run a company while picking your nose on your laptop. While riding a motorbike.
Didn't we already do this, or... Oh wait, there's going to be a secret star here, isn't there?
What about the year of Captain Falcon?
No, second stringers. We need to do the year
The
of
year
Samurai
of Captain
Goro.
Falcon will never come, as far as Miyamoto is concerned.
Yeah, it's so odd, like... It's so odd of Miyamoto's, like, opinions on, like, F-Zero have been, though, because, like, F-Zero GX, like, Miyamoto apparently really didn't like that game. They weren't pleased with how it turned out, and they felt like it was too hard or something like that. And then on top of that, they're saying, like, people want a new F-Zero game, but we honestly have no idea what you could do with a new F-Zero
Except
game.
that the guy who's making Mario Kart 8 said he would rather make an F-Zero than another Mario Kart right now.
Well, it's
Yeah.
it's just Miyamoto at this point who doesn't want to make an F-Zero game. From what I've read, everybody else is on board with it. So
Yeah, he's like, what was crazy was that Miyamoto saying, like, I have no idea what you could do with the new F-Zero game, so the Nintendo Land attraction is good enough for the fans.
Casually points at the new Mario Kart game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a piss poor excuse to not continue the franchise.
no, that was I was just gonna say. Like the Nintendo Land game is good enough. Okay, well then, is that Zelda Nintendo Land game good enough for all the Zelda fans who want an HD
Yeah.
Zelda game? Of course not.
Of course not. It's ridiculous though. Just like I don't get like what Miyamoto's whole thing with F-Zero's been though, but he just seems like really against the idea of making a new game. But then again, they can get anyone else to make it.
Maybe he's just
Oh.
angry at everyone who ever quoted Falcon Punch on the internet.
Your fault.
Probably. It's like I know that he didn't like F-Zero GX, which is it's kind of a shame though, because I know
That's my favorite one.
A lot of fans think F-Zero GX is like the best game. I mean, the only thing that I've ever heard people complain about in GX
is that it's too hard. Yeah.
Well, not just that it's too hard though, but the way that the story mode is played out is just so stupid. How you unlock new chapters.
Well, wow, what's so stupid about it?
It's the fact that you don't progress from chapter to chapter just from beating another one. It's the fact that you have to, like, buy the next chapter from completing races, and it's, like, ridiculous, like, where it's, like, completing, like, 50 races for a chapter sometimes.
Yeah, it's needless padding.
It's really, really needless padding. Like, it's ridiculous to the point where nobody has ever enjoyed that story or anything about it.
Yeah, but the rest of the game is really good. So
yeah, the rest of the game is good. I'm not saying it's not. It just that the main story is like the one thing that is just terrible and like really needlessly padded though. Because
well, it's a story mode in a racing game too, so it's not like you're expecting all that.
Well,
much
it actually has a lot to it if you actually do try to experience it though, because it has like full cutscenes and everything, and they like really try to give everyone like their own personalities. It's just that no one will ever experience it.
You know what I think? I think, like, Nintendo as a whole just needs to stop doing what Miyamoto says every time he says it.
Well, you know my opinions on Sticker Star and what Miyamoto said about that.
Yeah, we've been over... Actually, I think we went over that during the last take of this. Or did we go over it in parts 13 through 24? I don't really remember.
Just do it again.
Yeah, just do it again.
I'm always up for more bitching about Sticker Star.
Sticker Star.
Well, on top of like the main gameplay being pointless, it's just the charm in the characters and the story is one of the best things about Paper Mario games, especially Super Paper Mario, where I actually think that has arguably the best written story in any of the Paper Mario games.
I think it does.
Here's the thing though, cause you, Ted, you said you still haven't experienced it. Well, you played Partners in Time.
No, I played Partners in Time, bored the shit out of me.
Well, here's the thing, because I haven't experienced Sticker Star, and I don't really plan on to for a very long time now. But if Sticker Star left you very empty, I think Dream Team will fill the gap, because the character... The character development and characters in general are pretty damn good, and I'm only about like 8 hours into the game at this point, but I've already found myself laughing pretty hard with a few instances in the game.
Dream Team has been great. Like, I'm really glad though, because Sticker Star left such an empty void in me. Just that Sticker Star, it's just we already talked about the main gameplay being pointless. The fact that you can run from any battle and there's no penalty for it. And, like, the enemy disappears from the field as though you defeated them. The fact that you don't level up and you don't grow stronger from doing battles. The only thing you earn from battle is coins, which are completely expendable and you can find normally, which I've never needed the amount of coins you get from battles. You have way too many, even as it is. You have the fact that the only characters that, like, say a damn word in the game are, like, Bowser Jr., Kamek, and that's pretty much it. Bowser never even says a dang word in the game. Which sucks because he was the best character.
I love how there's just a list that we can go off of.
Yeah, and it's just that there's no story, and it's ridiculous though because in an Iwata Asks they did say that they had a story plan at one point, and like Miyamoto, he offhand said that, you know, he was just saying offhand, not really telling them to do this though, just saying that you don't need a good story to have a good Mario game. When they showed him the story when he was checking in during development, he said that, and they basically took that as, okay, we need to throw away the story.
Well, that happened to Star Fox Adventures too, where it's just like, that guy looks like Fox, oh, now we have to make this a Star Fox game.
Story takes precedence in an RPG.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily precedence, but you have to have something there, you know? It's not...
you know, the concept of role-playing is playing as a character, which necessitates a story of some kind. Otherwise, there's no role to play.
And the thing is about Sticker Star also, the bosses in that game are like the worst thing.
The bosses are obnoxious because you need to have such a obnoxiously specific set of stickers in order to beat that without pulling your hair out. Like, the first time I played through Sticker Star, the Pokey Boss in the second chapter took me forever, and then I died, and I come back with the baseball sticker, and I beat it in like 2 seconds. So it's just a matter of grinding, which I didn't. I didn't think you could grind in a game with no levels, but okay, now I'm done.
Yeah, it's not even a matter of challenge. It's just either have the correct sticker, beat the boss in 1 turn. Don't have the correct sticker, be there for an hour and a half using up every sticker you have.
Bouldergeist!
Bouldergeist, yes. We need to get off Sticker Star. We need to talk about something.
Almighty. This boss on Daredevil Run. My god. Wait, are we gonna fight the Daredevil Run boss of this in the same part?
I think we are.
Yeah, I think so too.
Well, let's see how many minutes we have left. Well, we have 4 minutes left in the video, so
Yeah.
I think it's a safe bet.
God.
Enjoy.
Nintendo seems to really love bosses with floating hands.
They also, as of late, as of late, like bosses that take fucking forever. It's actually one of my only real major critiques I have with Dream Team at the moment, is that boss fights take a little longer than necessary.
That happened. That happened in. Actually, you know what? That happens in all of the Mario RPGs. Super Mario RPG had bosses that took forever.
I notice it the most though in Dream Team, is because the whole thing with Dream Team, I should say Mario and Luigi in general, is that you gotta have those segments where you're avoiding the boss's attacks, and sometimes their attacks go on for fucking ever, and you gotta constantly do it over and over again. Boss fights go from like 6 to 7 minutes, and you're doing the exact same thing over and over again.
The Partners in Time had that problem. I remember, like, one of the bosses took me like 20 minutes. And I mean, like, RPG bosses should be, like, challenging and longer than a normal fight, mind, but not, like, 30-minute long. Unless if you're fighting that one guy from Final Fantasy XII.
Unless it's a